That's my hot take for the week. Nate's hot take. Josh Allen, Ryan Fitzpatrick. Shades of the same player. Welcome, Rory. Rory Wagner of Brewtown Trading in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the world's #1 premier card shop. So says me, but also definitely Wisconsin's premier.
Full disclaimer: might not be the world's #1 best card shop, but
hey,
it's a cool card shop. It's a nice.
You never know. You never know. Nobody has a ranking of all the card shops. I don't think so. Who's to say?
Might need to be a SlabStox project.
I think maybe I'll have to go around to every card shop in America and rate them. And then the ones that I rate really lowly, those guys will hate my guts.
Yeah,
it'll be great. But
I think SlabStox Aaron needs to foot the bill for all that.
Yep, I think so too.
SlabStox Aaron, right?
I think so too. At SlabStox Aaron, definitely. As he's going through editing this video, he'll see this and he'll have to foot the bill now.
Yeah, he's got to do it.
Perfect.
I mean, SlabStox Nate. Store rankings 2000. I think in order to be fair to all these shops in the country, and to make sure you stay off their hit lists, I think you really should do it every year. So a 2020 ranking, a 2021, indicator arrows, right?
That's up and down, trending down.
Experience better, experience worse, right?
I walk into Brewtown Trading and don't hit a 101 that day. Trends down.
No Keston 101 Superfractor that day. He just No. 87th on the list now, not 16th.
At least I could say #1 card shop in Wisconsin. I'm very confident on that one.
Oh, I appreciate it. You've been to most of the card shops in Wisconsin, so I appreciate that.
I've been to quite a few, and I'm a little biased as a former employee. But
yeah,
love it. Love Brewtown. Love the vibe. And Rory's a big part of that for you, those of you that don't know. So while you're watching this, if you want to go check out Brewtown Trading on Instagram, you can look up their Facebook page at Brewtown Trading Co. on Facebook.
Just Brewtown Trading. Facebook. Just look for the logo.
Yeah,
I think it's at Brewtown Trading.
And then they also do you do Brewtown Nights, which is box breaks that people can enter.
Yeah, personal boxes. Normally 5-6 nights a week we do it. So definitely getting a lot of traction there, especially with COVID really affected, our in-store versus online business percentages.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as we've transitioned out of like the COVID, lockdown per se, we still kept that going. And there's still a good group of guys and gals that like to rip at night. So
good. So cool. Hopefully if you're watching this and you live in, Idaho, you can go on and you can be like, hey, I don't have a local card shop, or my local card shop doesn't have Mosaic football today. Maybe Brewtown Trading does, and you can go on there and see if they've got personal boxes that they will rip and ship to you. But we will cover that more at the end. Right now, Rory, we are going to be
more shameless plugs for now. Are we done with the shameless plugs?
We're done with the shameless plugs.
Okay.
We will cover the shameless plugs at the end.
I'll cross that off my itinerary for the beginning of the call.
Yeah. Right now, we are going to be talking about football. So for many people, we have not had a football podcast in a couple of weeks. Part of that's my fault. I asked Rory if he wanted to do a podcast like 2 weeks ago, and I never got around to it.
Part of that's my fault because I never was like, hey, Nate, let's get this football podcast thing going.
Yeah. So now we're finally doing it. Rory is our first guest, hopefully reoccurring guest. I think many of you will enjoy Rory's banter and personality. And so Rory, as the guy that kind of knows football from like a fantasy football perspective, but not really huge card wise, I'm going to lean on you here. Give us some knowledge. What are we covering today?
I think we're going to look at some of the top performers as far as the market's been, or, as far as, like you said, kind of like a fantasy perspective, but also that is translating so much into the marketplace now where it didn't before.
Mm-hmm.
Where guys would blow up, have 2 good games, and all of a sudden their values are double. Like, I know I'm sure you guys cover it all the time. What's up?
I said, shout out Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen. Shout out Josh Allen for sure. That's one. If you listened to Nate and I's podcast last year, we were talking about we just don't understand how more people are on the hype train of Josh Allen. And when Brady leaves, he's going to be the king of the AFC East. And Score one in the Nate and Rory column on that one. Right?
Yep.
Like, nailed it.
It's one of those
Nailed it.
things where obviously you don't know if the accuracy is ever going to come, but cannon arm and wheels and big can take some hits. I was just like, there's a lot of ingredients here for a high floor. Maybe not a high ceiling if the accuracy never comes, but a high floor. And so then
how much accuracy do you need?
Gamble to me.
The NFL. You're dealing with the best receivers in the world. How much accuracy do you need?
True. Well, if you're the Packers, they have a propensity to drop footballs lately. So
our best receiver was Robert Tonyan in the last game. So,
and we still scored 30. I know it's the Falcons.
Big play, Bob. 3 touchdowns, baby. Let's go.
Whew, love it.
All right, so full bias here, guys. I'm also a Packer fan with Nate.
Yep.
So,
as you can tell by the Horning jersey in the back and the autographed Brett Favre helmet up top.
Yeah. And the Favre canvas behind the helmet, I think, up there. Favre canvas behind the helmet. But yeah, no, absolutely. Like we're talking about, with such a reactive marketplace that we've seen from basketball, and we're seeing it carry over into football, which is super unique. We've never seen a marketplace like this. So it's awesome, and it's also dangerous because some of these values can get super high, super fast, and some of them can drop like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
This is Wednesday, so this morning, I don't know when Nate's going to post this. This morning, it was announced Haskins is not the starter anymore. So
Kyle Allen.
Get it? Yeah, you're getting Kyle Allen. Like I still had a little faith in Haskins. I still have a little faith in Haskins, but I'm not throwing up the buy sign on Haskins right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. But
I do think he's a quarterback that still could learn, get the NFL game down. But
here's the thing:
with no weapons, man.
With guys like Haskins, with guys like Sam Darnold, my base instinct is to just say, "Oh, they suck because they can't lead their team to win." When I'm watching Aaron Rodgers. Best wide receiver is Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who drops footballs, and his second best wide receiver being a tight end, and 2 of the other guys being like undrafted free agents. And he just, went 26 for 31 for 327 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Talk about best in the game, baby.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching that.
You can't set that benchmark for everybody else.
No, you can't. But it's tough when you're a Packer fan or a fan of like Patrick Mahomes or anybody who could be like, oh, they could use anybody and make them good. Well, not everybody can do that, especially earlier in their career. So it's hard to judge a Dwayne Haskins or a Sam Darnold when they have been given trash.
You also got to remember Peyton Manning set the record for most interceptions in a season as a rookie. So you can't judge everyone by like their young years, right? You can look and see if they got the talent. And I think for, a lot of these young guys that the talent pool is so rich that the talent's always going to be there. It's more about the spot where their team is, right? Except for, the bona fide, generational talents, I shouldn't say generational, like decade talents, like Rodgers, Mahomes, like every 10 years you're going to get a guy who's absolutely
Herbert is stepping into. He is good because they've got Keenan Allen, they've got Hunter Henry, and Austin Eckler's injured, but
he's good.
Yeah.
He doesn't look good. He's good.
But
Herbert's
what if
good.
you switch out Sam Darnold and he steps into that spot? Maybe we'd say, oh, Sam Darnold looks pretty good.
No.
Maybe not, but maybe.
Herbert.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think Herbert's a unique talent, to be honest with you. I think it'll come out as we see more and more of him. But the fact that he was kind of flushed in and how he responded, the teams that he's taken to the wire, like, you got to respect Justin Herbert, man.
I mean, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers is pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, he did it too. He took Mahomes, didn't he? He took Mahomes right down to the line. Wasn't it week 2?
Did he play in week 2? What week did Tyrod Taylor get his lung punctured by the team doctor?
I want to say that was week 2.
The other question is, do they return Tyrod Taylor to the starting lineup? Can you take a guy out? Can you take a guy out, make a guy lose his starting spot because of what the team doctor did?
Absolutely.
That's the question. I feel like maybe they return him to the starting lineup. I don't know.
No, absolutely. Yeah, week 2 versus Kansas City. He took Kansas City to overtime, dude.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
I knew I wasn't talking smack there. I knew what I was talking
Hey,
about.
good recovery.
Making me question myself, man. What you doing with that?
Hey, just making sure you were on top of your game, more so than
Yeah.
me, because you're the football guy here. I'm just the moderator.
Yeah. But no, so definitely, I mean, Herbert, Burrow. I mean, why don't we just talk about the rookies, right? Get the rookies out of the way.
Let's jump into the rooks.
So, I mean, we got a list of guys we want to talk about, but obviously, the market is so rookie investment heavy. We might as well talk about the rookies.
I'd agree.
Burrow is good, right? Like Burrow's a good. You can all see Burrow's a good talent.
We knew that was going to happen. Of course, they have a really good wide receiver core there.
I disagree. I don't think that good of a receiving core. I think AJ Green's way too old.
I mean, he's old. Tyler Boyd's good, and
Boyd's okay. Ross is going to be John Ross. He's just a fast guy who can't catch a ball. But I mean, look at T. Higgins, man. Like T. Higgins is a player. That's a kind of a under the radar fantasy pickup, DraftKings style, whatever you want to do.
Joe Mixon is an okay running back. Usually a rebuilding team, has like maybe one good offensive weapon for you to throw to. At least he's got players.
Yeah, of course he does. And the biggest thing with him is we're going to talk about a lot of these guys. Their biggest hindrance is their offensive line. Some of these guys are just
last year,
like 7-step drops equal murder, right? So a lot of these guys have a bigger line problem than they do talent problem around it. But no. So Burrow we knew was going to be good, right? Burrow does have a line problem. His line's not very good. He's running a lot, but that's also going to come with
300 yards each game.
Yeah. And he doesn't turn the ball over either. Like that's so unique from a rookie. You don't see rookies that don't turn it over, right? Like,
yeah.
And if you do, they're like the conservative approach where we'll see, like Gardner Minshew was 19 for 20 for 102 yards and no interceptions, right? Like 19 for 20 doesn't matter. Like everything's a dump off.
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast the other day and they're like, who would you rather have as a backup? A guy that's going to come in, not turn the ball over, but also probably not give you a chance to win. And you're going to lose 20-13 and he throws, 70% completion percentage for 167 yards? Or would you rather have like Ryan Fitzpatrick, who might do the most dumb plays in football, along with like a Josh Allen, but very exciting and gives your team at least a chance to win?
Did you just put Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Allen in the same breath?
I love Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen, but
you put Ryan Fitzpatrick in that breath? Like
that's a lot of dumb moves.
Josh Allen's a playmaker, right? Like he's going to make errors.
But they're dumb.
Fitzpatrick is
dumb things too.
Bum. Yeah, of course Allen's going to do dumb things, but he's like 10 times the athletic potential of.
Well, yes, I understand that.
You just compared the 4-week overreaction MVP to Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yep. Not from like a talent standpoint or anything, just from doing a stupid move standpoint. That's it.
Okay, Nate. That was a rough moment in our podcast. In our first, I guess it's not a podcast because we got videos, but
that's my hot take for the week. Nate's hot take: Josh Allen, Ryan Fitzpatrick, shades of the same player.
Can't do it. Can't even agree to that. Hey, that was brutal. Anyways. So we're gonna go back to like Herbert, right? Like, so Herbert's a great talent. I love Justin Herbert, Josh Herbert. Now I'm thinking Josh Allen. Thanks, Nate. But yeah, so I love him. I think he's talented. I had a few friends who thought that earlier than me. So unfortunately, I'm a little late on the investment point on Herbert. And his prices are up there, but I mean, he has the potential to do very well. Same with Burrow, right? Like these are guys that you got to throw. These aren't penny stock investments, right? These aren't guys who even at the most basic of base cards, you're still paying, $20-30.
For reference, for everyone listening, Herbert, 311 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, week 1, 22 for 33, 35 for 49, 330 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and then 20 for 25, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception against 290 yards against Tampa Bay, who has a very good defense. So,
Yeah, they're all right.
I mean, they've been pretty good this year.
They're all right.
I
Brady's pulled it back into some games.
I feel like the defense has been a little bit more impressive than the offense, but maybe because I was expecting a lot out of the offense.
How much can you expect out of those guys? I mean, to be honest, Brady's 5 touchdowns last week were pretty phenomenal, and the comeback against the Chargers, right? Like that's.
I know, but when you're, I guess expectations are sky high when you
How can you expect anything more than 5 touchdowns and no picks out of a quarterback, Nate?
You don't. Fair. I'm just saying.
I expect 7 every week. I need you to tie an NFL record every week. Yep. Every week you play.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, OJ Howard, shout out injured for the year.
Shout out ruptured Achilles.
Yeah.
Not a fun injury, and especially not for a guy who's got some speed too.
Yeah. My bad.
Nate's phone.
All right. Anyways, we've diverted. I'm having my phone go off during podcast, which is just.
Well, I mean, what's a conversation between us without a giant tangent?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, let's move back to Justin Herbert. We've covered his stats. Oh, where do you see him going from here? Do you have his schedule?
I do have his schedule. Give me 1 second. I just pulled that up. Favorable. New Orleans, New York Jets, Miami, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, bye week.
All right, right there. Let's just cover those 4 weeks. You said the Saints, atrocious defense.
Yep.
So far. The Jets, atrocious at everything dealing with football. Las Vegas was in there.
Miami, Jacksonville, Las Vegas.
Miami, Jacksonville. So there is Miami, Jacksonville, and the Jets are rebuilding. The Saints are not rebuilding, but their defense has not been good. And then the Raiders have actually won a few games, but again, not expecting a ton out of them. Josh Allen just beat them this week. That's five nice games.
Yeah.
That's 5 potential wins. At least 3 should be wins against the Jags, Dolphins, and Jets. A 4th probable win against the Raiders. And then the Saints is a toss-up. Depends on what kind of Drew Brees you get that week, I guess.
Honestly, depends on if Michael Thomas is playing to me.
Yeah.
Like that's – if there is one security blanket in this league, like one security blanket receiver is clearly Michael Thomas for Drew Brees.
I brought this I had a hot take. Our first football podcast, I had a hot take. I'm going to bring it up again. Is Michael Thomas actually that good? Or if you just change him out with Devontae Adams or Kenny Galladay or Stephon Diggs or Odell Beckham or whoever you want, would they be viewed as the best wide receiver in the league because Drew Brees would just force feed them the ball again?
No.
That was my hot take. I'm sticking by it. I think you could put Devontae Adams in for Michael Thomas, and everyone would say, "Wow, Devontae Adams, best wide receiver in the league."
But then you went down the ladder to Stephon Diggs, and who else was after Diggs?
Kenny Galladay, OBJ.
OBJ. There it is. OBJ. Yeah, because anyone can throw to OBJ. Actually, Jarvis Landry can throw to OBJ, so maybe anyone can.
So anyone can. That was a nice toss.
It was well placed over the defender.
That was too.
That was impressive stuff.
45-yard throw, something like that.
Yeah.
That ain't easy. I don't even know if I could throw it 45 yards.
We might have to videotape this, but I'm going to take the under on 45 from you. And it's nothing personal, but I'm going to take the under.
Well, I have a bad shoulder, but also challenge accepted. You heard it here first, everyone. Rory and I are going to get out to the streets. We're going to bring a football. We're going to knock off 45 yards, and we're going to see how far I can throw it. Rory, what's on the line here?
Oh, man.
What am I winning? What am I losing if I don't do it?
What are you losing? I don't know. How many more cool Keston cards you got?
0. 0.
Oh, man.
We'll come up with it. We'll do another video. We can't use it here. So we've covered.
You want the Favre helmet back there? I'll throw the Favre helmet up. You got to put something up against it.
We'll have a whole nother video because we got to get back to this these teams.
Well, here's the thing, right? I'll do it too, but if it's a both under, then it's a push, right?
There you go. We both have to get 45 yards.
It's a push.
Oh, I like it.
All right, so back to the list, right? So we went over Herbert. We talked about a little bit about Burrow and how he is just as talented.
We don't really need to cover Burrow. Everyone knows.
I mean, we can cover Burrow pricing. Like Burrow's got some prices up there that are pretty nice. Trying to think what else here. Tua. So I mean,
let Tua cook. That's what they say.
I think Tua needs to come out, right? Like I think Tua needs to play. Fitzpatrick looks like absolute dog do. Is that safe for pod or for our viewers?
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I was just laughing because of our Fitzpatrick Josh Allen thing.
Trust me, I was going to circle that back in there too, but
I was listening to. Don't ask me why I turned on a Colin Cowherd clip because that man's an idiot, but he was talking about Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick and said that the Dolphins should draft a quarterback next year. After having spent the 5th pick on Tua and not seeing him play it.
Colin Cowherd is really smart.
That man will say anything to get clicks.
He's so smart, in fact, that he's the only one who knows how smart he is.
Yeah.
But no, they shouldn't do that.
No.
Really? Like that was his hot take?
That was his hot take. Yeah.
I'll take the Michael Thomas hot take over that one.
Hey, I'm standing by that one.
You can stand by it.
I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Michael Thomas.
Did you not say Brady was a system quarterback in that last podcast?
I did not say that.
Maybe I said Brady was a system quarterback.
I might have said Brady was a system quarterback.
I might have agreed with you. Anyways, so yeah, Burrow's good. Burrow's got his weapons, and his values certainly reflect that. Some of the stuff that I'm actually buying right now. So one guy that I'm buying, actually literally was bidding on a PSA 10 before we came on here. And I do have shares just so. Yay. Those are Drew Lock PSA 10 Prisms. My opinion, way too low right now. Nate and I were talking about this. Nate and I differ on the opinion here.
Well, so, I'm just of the opinion. Now let me clear the air first. I'm just the opinion that you don't actually know. We don't know if he's good yet because he's only played 5 games. He looked good last year, but it's only 5 games.
Yep.
And then Cortland Sutton is injured. So he won't have his best quarterback, his best wide receiver coming back from injury in a couple weeks. And so I'm like, or next week, I don't know when he's coming back. Should be soon though. I'm just a little torn on spending that much money on a guy that we just don't know. We just don't know. Well,
okay, you say it like that, right? You're like, we don't know. I don't know if I can spend that much money on him. Preseason or before the season, I guess you can't really. Yes, preseason is in the time before the season, not preseason is in. Hey, look at these games.
Yeah,
because we didn't get that this year. But before the season, his PSA 10s were anywhere between 4 to 450, man. So, I mean,
already cut in half.
Solid value. But yeah, like that's what we haven't gotten to what the price point is right now, Nate, but you already know that.
My bad.
Look at that. Spoiler alert. Like, geez, man. Can you edit in a spoiler alert like right there?
Yeah, I'll have Aaron put it in at 23 minutes and 40 seconds.
There you go. Jeez. Anyways, but you can get those PSA 10s right now anywhere between 2 and 225. Assuming this video goes up in the next day or two, and he's not announced that he's going to be back healthy soon. He will be back healthy enough soon, but just not immediately. But their schedule, like, right, they come off the bye week 10 or 11, week 8. Ooh, I was off. They come off the bye week 8, week 9, they have Atlanta, 10, Las Vegas, 11th, the Chargers, 12th, New Orleans, 13th, Kansas City. Like, you're talking about easy defenses to take advantage of here. And he should be back at that point because he does have a shoulder injury. Yes.
Yeah, a torn. Oh, what was it called? It's a little muscle that connects the collarbone and the shoulder. Like it's like that big, just right in there. Partial tear. I forget what it's called. AC joint. Partial tear of his AC joint.
Okay.
That's what it was. So it just connects the shoulder and the collarbone right in there. Yeah. Looked it up after it happened because I didn't know what it was. Looked painful though.
Even right now, he's still listed as questionable, right? They won't even mark him out. So he's practicing on a limited basis, and there's a Ford advertisement for you guys. They should pay you for that spot now. So yeah, I mean, he's listed as questionable. He's taken limited snaps already. I don't think they're going to rush him back, right? Like they shouldn't rush him back. I don't know. We didn't talk about the Packers yet, but not rushing Devontae back is pretty intelligent. A lot of soft tissue injuries this year, and it's going to continue. These guys just aren't in shape.
Yep.
So, but no, I mean, Drew Locks. That is a slap the freaking buy button. Like if you can afford, my goal is 4 for under 1,000, right? Like if I'm into 4 for under 1,000, I'm happy. Those are again in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whenever he's playing again. After his first game, they're back up to 350. A couple good games, they're back up to 450. And if you're a flipper or an investor, either way, you're getting ROI there. So that's kind of important.
And if you can't afford a PSA 10 because you're poor like me, a poor boy, you can get just a regular base prism non-graded for Optic Hollow here. Optic Hollow, $50. That seems like a very good deal. Prism
is it like terribly off-centered? I'll go hit the buy it now on that thing right now.
No, it's already bought. 18 bids. But Prism Disco, $6 plus 4 shipping. Buy it now. You could do PSA 9 for $51. So I mean, if you can't afford a PSA 10 because you're poor like me, you still have options of lesser versions of the same card, and can still make a considerable amount of money.
Absolutely. Like that's the one thing I love about this, right? So you can go as crazy as you want spending money, right? Like you can go buy NTRPAs if you're a nice big blue chip bettor, right? Or I'm the high roller table minimum bet. Like high roller room at Pato with the table minimum.
You getting COVID while you're there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They don't even have the table games, so that's a lie at this point.
Oh really?
It's not even real anymore. They took out all the table games.
What's even the point? Just playing the slot machines?
They put in such a tangent here. Don't swear for the kids, but talk about gambling.
Fair. All right, let's move on from gambling. Good point. Kids show.
So no, I feel like at the investment point, right? Like, name me a quality investment that has an opportunity to double in 3 to 4 weeks at that dollar amount, and I don't think you can find a better deal, a better buy right now.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a starting quarterback. Most guys you'd have to buy somebody that's a backup that you think could become the starter based on injury. But he's injured. He's the starter. Comes back, will be the starter. That's a huge bonus already. And
with talented team. You're looking at Gordon, Judy. I mean, Fant's a beast. Like, who thought Noah Fant was going to be a beast?
Really fast,
dude. Amazing talent. But yeah, so I feel like his price point is phenomenal right now. For a lot of his stuff, but I'm focusing on the Prism PSA 10 just because of the sharp fall in the last couple of weeks, and also the major upside.
All right.
I mean, let's be honest. He's not going to be the top quarterback in the division. It's always going to be Mahomes for as long as he's there.
And that's one of my other fears with the AFC. Somebody asked about it was a very random question of talking about Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, and Aaron Rodgers the other day on our live stream. And besides them being all old, I couldn't really see a connection. Just they're all old. But I was like, Aaron Rodgers has a pretty easy path to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Phillip Rivers and Ben Roethlisberger have no path to the Super Bowl.
Phillip will be, they should both be playoff teams. Phillip will probably be a division winner, a top 4 seed.
Yeah.
Ben's a 5 or a 6 seed if he's lucky.
Those guys aren't. They have to face the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar Jacksons of the world now.
I want to take unpopular opinion. I'm taking Lamar out of that equation.
You don't like Lamar, huh? I love Lamar. I love Lamar. I love my running quarterbacks.
I do too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love running quarterbacks too. Two of my guys that I like are Josh Allen and Kyler. We'll come to Kyler in a minute.
Yep.
Foreshadowing. But yeah, like Lamar, he had that run last year where he was the MVP and he looked so good. But man, they just got outclassed by the Chiefs. Like not even in the same ballpark of a team.
Yeah, but
talent, nothing.
Like the Colts and the Ravens. Ravens outclassed the Colts. That's more of my point, is that the Chiefs are at the very tip top, but then underneath that, you still have to take out, if you want to play the Chiefs for the chance of the NFC Championship game, you still have to take out the Ravens.
Yeah, but do you? Like, what are the Ravens going to be this year? The Ravens haven't looked amazing. They've looked good, but they haven't looked amazing this year.
I expect them to hit their stride.
Yeah?
I expect it. I love Lamar.
To hit the stride.
I love
expect Tom Brady to throw 7 touchdown passes a game.
Well, that last one is true.
But yeah, so I mean, for whatever reason, I'm not a Lamar believer. Even after last year, even after the MVP season. Right? Like, I think Lamar is good. He's a serviceable NFL quarterback. But I mean, I'm going to take heat for this, so it's fine. I'm going to take heat from you. I'm going to take heat in the comments.
Pull that knife out of my back.
I'm going to take heat everywhere for this one, but I just don't believe in Lamar. It's as simple as that. Like, he is.
You would have drafted him as a running back, wouldn't you have?
What?
I said you would have drafted him as a running back out of college. He would have been one of those.
No, he can still huck it. Serviceable NFL quarterback.
Just messing with you.
But no, like I just don't see him being able to make all the throws, right?
I ain't concerned about that. There's some throws he doesn't need to make because he makes plays with his feet.
Yeah, that's true. 100%. Still not sold. All right.
But that's fair. But tell me this. Would you rather have Phillip Rivers or Lamar Jackson? Who's going to make it farther?
Oh, Lamar.
Okay. That was my original point, was Aaron Rodgers, easy path to the Super Bowl. Easy. Super Bowl is never easy to get to, but easier. He has a good 49ers team and Russell Wilson to go through. Which are significantly easier teams than the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Ooh, I put the Seahawks tougher than the Ravens. I like the Seahawks better. I think the only two teams that can push the Chiefs are the Seahawks and the Packers.
Let's hope it's the Packers. Anyways, off on another tangent. Yet again.
Yeah, so Lamar's not on my list, man. It's not on my list. Lamar is not on my list. I wasn't planning on throwing Lamar under the bus this early.
Who are we talking about?
We were talking about Drew Lock, and we talked about the never being the best quarterback in his division, which led you down the tangent of these other quarterbacks, which led me to I don't like Lamar, which led to all the hate here in the comments. There's going to be a lot of hate in the comments right down there.
Drew Lock will never be the best in his division.
No.
That will always be Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes obviously just signed that 10-year, $500 million deal. He ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
32-year-old sports card shop managers, because sign me up.
Yeah, right. Yeesh. And so he's always going to be second fiddle in his division. He's never going to win a division, and it's going to be really hard for him to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just really hard. Now, it won't be as hard when Patrick Mahomes' money kicks in and all of a sudden the Chiefs can't afford to pay a Travis Kelce and a Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill. And
I don't think it's ever going to be an option. I think he's going to be one of those guys like
this elevates no matter who it is.
Yeah, he's going to end up being a Brady. Like everyone around, he'll be able to make everyone around him better.
Yeah.
Period.
So Brady for the last number of years always took like $9 million a year, not 50.
But they didn't spend it on his weapons though. It was all spent up.
But build up the rest of the team.
Well, we'll see if old Patty renegotiates when he's got $400 million in the bank, right?
Yeah, tough to say.
And he doesn't have 4 or 5 speed to get out of the way of most defenders.
All right, Rory, this is pushing 35 minutes now, so
we got to get going here, man.
Let's pick like 1 or 2 guys you really want to talk about.
Oh, dude. So we did. All right. Well, next one I'm going to go to as a good buy right now We'll knock those guys off the list. Let's talk about Jimmy G. You hate him. I love him. I love Jimmy G.
This
Give me
guy,
some Jimmy G.
this guy right here, hates Lamar, loves Jimmy G. I don't know if I can trust him anymore.
Give me some Jimmy G, baby. So Jimmy G also injured right now, right? Also, so I'm about the value play, man. I can't buy Lamar blue chip to look
True.
at it to let it grow. Like Lamar blue chip stuff is insane, right? Like
Yep.
I think the last cracked ice Lamar sold for something like $15,000 for a cracked ice contenders, right? Like I can't play in the blue chips with those guys. Like you can't even play. I mean, what's a base PSA 10 Lamar right now? 1,800,
2,000, thereabout. Yeah, 1,800. But that's because that's more because of population report.
That's not popular. That's freaking basketball money. I can buy a Giannis for 3,000.
But it's really hard to hit. It's really hard to hit PSA 10s of Lamar. It's like a 30-something% hit rate. PSA 10 for Prism-based Lamar.
That's because everyone threw them away because they were trash.
You know what? Right. Fun fact.
This boom of Prism is mind-blowing, man.
Fun fact. Aaron and I went into Brewtown. We did one of our videos a couple summers ago, right? I bought him a pack of Prism. I bought myself a pack of Prism. He pulls a Baker Mayfield. I pull a Lamar base. I'm upset about it. He's happy about it. I sell my Lamar base for $3 at the show last year. Oops. But in that same pack, I had pulled a second-year Patrick Mahomes, which I still have. It was under my bed in a box. I didn't know about
$80 card right now. $80, right?
PSA 10, it's like $500.
Yeah, but I think it's like a 50 to 80 raw.
Yeah,
it's insane. Yeah. But no, like the whole reason, right? Like I talk about this kind of, you talk about with the Giannis Prisms too. They don't have a super high 10 rate. I mean, a high enough 10 rate, amazingly, for what they were all in. They were all in dollar boxes. But man, no one cared in 2018. No one cared about a Prism base card of a quarterback.
Nope.
No one cared. I remember they weren't even in the dollar boxes.
Nope.
They were in the junk boxes. They were in the bulk boxes at card shops. Right? Like literally, they were $1.50 a card, right? You could find them on eBay for $1.50 and $3.99 shipping, plain white envelope.
And now you can't find a starting quarterback for under like 50.
No, even Mosaic. You can't find any Mosaic. These guys. Heck, Donruss, you can't find it for 50. But it's amazing, right? Like these values are amazing. But okay, let's continue on. Jimmy G, I like him. Again, from a value standpoint, right? Like I'm not saying Jimmy G is going to go out and win the Super Bowl. Bet your life on it. Put your life savings on it. Go buy 14 NTRPAs. Like, no. So I should probably clarify that too. Like some of these guys are just value plays, guys. I like Jimmy G. I like the buy of Jimmy G. And I'll tell you why. So Jimmy G, he should be back next week or this week, next week, sometime very soon. But he's going to have, if he comes back this week, he's got Miami, the Chargers, New England, Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans. None of those defenses are scaring anybody. Historically, everyone's like, oh, Seattle, the Legion of Boom. No, like you can still score 30 on Seattle. That's not a problem.
Yep. I mean, the Dolphins just scored on Seattle. They lost, but they still scored 23.
Yeah, like you can score on these defenses. And I think that's a very large part of, not being ready too. These guys being a little out of shape, right? Late in the game is tough.
Yep.
Et cetera, right? But again, soft schedule coming up for a guy who's coming off of an injury with a talented team that we all know can play well, play together, right? So I don't know what his PSA 10 Prisms and Topps Chromes are, but because he has both Topps Chrome and Prism, there's a lot more out there to choose from. So you'll see price points that are a little lower too. I think you can buy raw Chromes for something like $25. For even I think refractors are as low as like 50. So those aren't bad deals, right? Like that's a nice quick flip. They're quick flip cards.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to put a ton in. You're not getting a ton out, but you're still making something.
No, and I mean it's one that you can even, you don't have to use eBay to flip. You can use, ComC, or if you're doing graded copies, you can use MySlabs, stuff like that, So you can definitely use different venues to sell to Facebook Marketplace, Razzles, but you're going to see value increases on Drew Lock and Jimmy G for sure. So those are guys I like. Let's talk about guys that we really like. Let's talk about Josh Allen. What's the ceiling for Josh Allen? So what's our ceiling on Josh Allen? Because I know right now I'll cross Jimmy G off the list because we hit on that one. I'm going to leave this list here. We'll hit back on it later. But for Josh Allen, like, what's our ceiling there? Like, what do we think? Like 18, our contenders 9.5s are 1,800 now.
Well, let's give a little bit background on stats here. We're currently throwing over 70% completion percentage on the season with 12 touchdowns to 1 interception. Of course, a couple of those games were against the Jets, Miami, and the Raiders. But then they played the Rams, who are a good team, and won 2.
With Brady gone, he's got the easiest division in the NFL.
Yeah, he does. Now he plays Tennessee, Kansas City the next 2 weeks.
Kansas City can be scored on. But
then he plays the Jets again, so that should really help. Josh Allen prices, for those of you, PSA 10, October 6th, 625, October 6th, same day, 600. So, you know, somewhere in there, somewhere in the $600 range. A Prism Silver Auto 1685 shipped. So, you know, some very good prices on Josh Allen here.
Strong pricing, strong. But here's the question. I expect him to continue to be better this year and be better as the year goes on. Does his PSA 10 Prism cross 1,000?
I would imagine they have to have the same scarcity of grade as Lamar Jackson does. Same year product, right?
Correct.
So if Lamar Jackson can get that high, and Josh Allen is definitely in the MVP conversation right now.
I think Lamar was as high as 2,500.
Yeah, this summer. So I don't see. You know, Lamar didn't win a championship last year. He won an MVP. Josh Allen is on his way to maybe winning an MVP. There's obviously Russell Wilson. There's Aaron Rodgers. You know, there's always Patrick Mahomes. But he's got as good of a shot as anybody currently.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you were to run your top three MVP vote getters right now, you'd be Russell Wilson 1, probably Allen 2, Rodgers 3, Mahomes 4.
Yeah. And so he's got a good chance. He needs a couple guys to probably have down weeks because Russell just has never gotten one and probably has that going for him. Aaron Rodgers is 37. The Packers have looked amazing, and people just like a good bounce back story. Not that Rodgers has to bounce back. He's still good, but he's not hasn't been amazing in a couple of years, and now he's amazing again. So he's got a little bit of an uphill battle. That being said, I don't see why they couldn't be $1,000 with a couple more good weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't see why if he puts up a good showing against the Chiefs in 2 weeks, they don't necessarily need to win. But if he looks good against a Super Bowl team like the Chiefs,
yeah. I still like him, right? I still have we were talking about flexing some of the cards, man. Right, like Josh Allen NTRPA booklet. Dude, the vertical one just sold for $760. That's crazy.
Yeesh.
But no, I think he doesn't have many limits as far as what I think his pricing can do. He's got the market of Buffalo, but same thing with. We'll go to basketball for a second. Giannis, right? Milwaukee market.
Yeah. It doesn't
7,000 PSA 10 at the crest. I mean, it's back down to 35, but
worldwide, it doesn't matter who you play for anymore. If people find value, they find value. They don't care that you play for the Buffalo Bills or the Cleveland Browns or the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean,
he plays in Kansas City. No big deal. No one gives a crap, right?
Silvers are $7,000, right? It's just
Mahomes.
Yeah, and I say silver when it's just his base card.
It's his base. I love that, man. People are like, some home silver. It's a base rookie card.
Dude, the optic hollows are half the price despite being way more rare.
People don't listen sometimes, man.
Because you still have the optic base, and then you have the optic hollow. But you only have the Prism Silver.
It's still, I mean, here's the other thing, though, right? It's still a blue chip card. It's still $1,000. It's still multiple thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's still Prism. Prism is king, and will always be.
I mean, well, the optic hollow, right? It's still a blue chip. It's not.
Yeah.
it's not a penny stock, right? It's
No.
a blue chip. Like that's a big
No,
boy
you
card.
have to. It's the classic case, like the kid who just sold the Giannis the other day, 16 years old, sold it for 1.8 million. The thing is, he had $40,000 when he was 13 years old to buy it. It's the classic case of you want to make money, you got to have money.
Yeah,
You don't have money, it's hard to make money.
You got to have money. Like, dude, if you knew some of the stuff that I know about people who are buying cards right now, like their PayPal credit limits and stuff like that, they're pressing them. They're pressing them hard. But I mean, a lot of guys are being very successful.
Yep.
You know, and it's a very good market to kind of play in an aggressive. You can play the aggressive, 3 to 5 week movers, or you can play the aggressive, a less aggressive year long hold, right? Like, and it's just a matter of what it is. Like playing a Josh Allen to PSA 10 Prism for 600 to turn into 1,000. You're less than a double up, but you're also up $400.
Yep.
If it hits 1,000, right? So it's tough to make that call when it's not your money. Like, so I have Josh Allen. I've held Josh Allen. I've held Josh Allen for a long time, just because I've always thought that he lacked the pieces around him. But at the end of the day, right, like we saw the talent. And another guy who I kind of see that talent with, and the pieces aren't all there. They haven't quite meshed. Another running quarterback, Kyler.
Yep.
Kyler, I think, full discretion here. I do have a very large Kyler card that I'm.
You gonna flex on him? Flex on him, Roy. Flex on him. No?
Cracked ice. Oh, hang on.
There it is. Can't really tell. You can kind of tell it's cracked ice, but I know it's cracked ice.
Hang on. Let me see if I can. Oh, man, I just ripped the freaking graded bag. Getting all excited here. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it. There it goes.
A little bit, yeah.
There it is.
Cracked ice, Kyler Murray action right there. BGS 9.5.
Yep, BGS 9.5. That wonderful hated on min gem because, well, Contenders is a hard gem.
Yeah.
But like full disclosure, I have that card. It's going to be listed soon. But I'm not listing it until he has a couple more big games because, to be honest with you, that's too much of a blue chip for me. I'm not comfortable holding cards of that dollar amount just because they're
one bad injury and your $10,000 card gets cut into
5.
3.
Yeah, 3-5. But I mean, risk averse, like that's risk averse. Kyler's a great player, right? If you're someone who's risk averse on big dollar cards, he's starting to get the pieces around him. I mean, Kenyon Drake, I'm still not sold on Kenyon Drake as a number 1 running back, right? I don't think anyone is. But DeAndre Hopkins is a great receiver. Christian Kirk is obviously there and good as well.
Nice number 2. Very nice number 2.
Great number 2. Not a number 1, though. Christian Kirk is the number 1 is scary. Larry Fitzgerald, an aging Larry Fitzgerald. I mean,
still a solid slot play.
Dude, if every team could have an aging Larry Fitzgerald in the slot for
they would.
whatever millions he's making a year, they'd be like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah. Still has those hands.
I mean, you might want to play with 10 players to push Larry Fitzgerald in a wheelchair for a slant route just so you can make sure you catch the ball.
Yep.
Like that's how good Larry Fitzgerald is. But, he still doesn't have a great offensive line, but as far as explosive plays, like you talk about Lamar, he can do everything Lamar can do. He's just shorter, right? Combined with Lamar and Russell Wilson, you're going to get Kyler, and he's a stud. Like,
yeah.
He's led and also stud. So I was telling you guys, soft schedule. Always when you're looking for shorter term investments, always peep the schedules, right? Kind of like fantasy football, picking your defenses. Find a defense that's going up against bad offenses for 4 or 5 weeks. It's like Colts, for instance. Colts defense, bad offenses 4 weeks in a row. They're going to come off their bye and they're going to get their butts handed to them because they got tough offenses after that. But here we go. Kyler's next 3 weeks. Jets, Dallas, Seattle. Bye week, Miami. And then we got Buffalo, Seattle, New England, Los Angeles. So a little bit different. But next 3 weeks here, he's going to have opportunities to put up some gaudy numbers. So if you're people who are holding Kyler, think about selling Kyler in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, you might be holding him for a little longer. But definitely look at the marketplace the next couple of weeks. He's got a soft schedule. He's going to be able to put up some big stats, so you're going to be able to get maximum value for your cards. I like him. I don't like him. I don't like him as a long term. You either have to play it long term or super short term. Right?
Very long term or short term.
Yeah.
If you don't look like you're going to win an MVP that year, don't play the medium term.
Yeah.
That's where
don't try to play the Kyler flip it at the end of the year, because it's not going to be pretty.
It's like buying a guy to sell on call up. Sometimes that's a very bad play. That's a medium term play, which is not a good play in my mind.
No, medium term, like never. You either have to go short term or long term, right?
Yep.
Take some quick money or plan on holding. Like, dude, Josh Allen's been my hold for 2 years now.
Yep.
I've been sitting on Josh Allen, a few different treasures autos of Josh Allen, just because I thought, hey, $50 investments 2 years ago, paying off, right? Like, none of my $50 cards are worth less than $500 now on Josh Allen. So, pretty simple payoffs on those, but you don't have to. But yeah, like I said, just don't hold medium term, right? Especially a guy like Kyler. You can buy if you have the assets to buy Kyler and hold 2-3 years, right, until he hits that. I don't know, kind of like his stride, right? Like when you hit the stride as a starter, like Josh Allen's hitting his stride now. He finally got some good weapons.
Into his third year, and he's finally figuring it out. Some of that has to do with Stephon Diggs being there, so he finally has a good wide receiver. Pushing the floor.
Look what happens when we talk about a guy with immense talent. Look what happens when they finally get a good target, right?
Well, Kyler has that now, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, and he's lighting it up with him, right? Like, look at how much Kyler's offense has changed from last year to this year, right? Like, just simple one target, nothing else has changed.
Shout out Drew Brees and Michael Thomas. Simple one target.
Michael Thomas. You need one good target.
Yeah, put any other good target in there though, and same thing.
What was the target's name? What was the guy's name? Meacham? No. Colston. Marquez Colston.
Oh, Marquise Colston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Like
that guy in a while.
That Michael Thomas, right? Just kind of a crappy player. You just stuck in there because he's big and got hands, and bam, Drew Brees makes him a superstar. Yep. System players, Nate. System players. I tell you this all the time. They're just system players. So
you're telling me Michael Thomas is a system player?
Oh, Michael Thomas is a generational talent at the wide receiver position.
I think you just said Michael Thomas is a system player. Everyone, if you get anything from this podcast, it's that right there.
Yeah. No, if you get anything from this podcast, it's buy a couple of Drew Locks right now, flip them in a few weeks. Buy a couple of Jimmy G's right now, flip them in a few weeks. If you have the assets to buy and hold Kyler, do it. Don't buy Kyler to hold him for 6 weeks, because if you hold Kyler for 6 weeks, you're going to probably lose value versus what he is now. If you hold him for 3 weeks, you might gain a little bit. And if you hold him for 3 years, you might gain a ton.
Herbert. That was good. That was a recap, since we're coming up on 53 minutes here. Lastly, Rory, let's take about 2 minutes here to just express our love of Aaron Rodgers, because that man has been a career reviving year this year. He said earlier in the offseason that he watched some video on himself from like 2010. He noticed some things he was doing differently back then. He switched them immediately and had his best practice he's had in years later that day. I thought it was just a bunch of hogwash, just, everyone says that in the offseason, best shape of my life type of thing. But
I've been doing yoga. It's okay.
Yeah. He's come out
drinking whiskey, doing yoga. Right. No, I mean, he did say that. He said, I was watching and I saw something in my motion, and I also noticed I was off balance too frequently. So he focused on his balance, and I don't know what his secret sauce is that he found from like his 2010 videos. But I know he did talk about his balance was a huge thing. And if you see it, I complained about it probably quite a bit to you last year.
Yeah, you always throw out
he would drop back and he would throw the flip out to the wide receiver, the flip out to the running back. Throw by 5 yards, and it's literally the ball's traveling 12 yards, and he's missing it by 5 yards off target one way or the other.
Down.
Yeah, down, left, right. Like, he's making it so the receivers can't catch the ball in motion on those plays to make a play. Like, they have to go back, get the ball, and then look upfield, where it should be one motion. Like, catch it and move upfield. But if you look at this year, right, like he did find it, right? All those balls that were misplaced last year,
he's placing them.
They're where they need to be now. And it's really fun as a Packer fan to watch him tear apart defenses and put everything on the money.
Now, we haven't
Stanley was like a legit receiver, other than the couple times where he doinks it off of his hands. But
we haven't
like he's gonna be legit.
Amazing defenses. The Vikings, Lions, Saints, and Falcons are not exactly good defenses, but
no,
we're still putting up massive points.
Still scored in every quarter thus far.
Yeah.
So, question mark?
Yeah. I don't know about that one, but I wouldn't be shocked. We put up 43, 42, 37, and 30. Seems unlikely that we'd have a quarter without some points.
We scored in every quarter so far.
Yeah. That's good.
16 for 16 for scoring quarters. Also a Green Bay Packers record. Just throwing it out there. I think they tied it at 13 after their first quarter score yesterday or on Monday.
No game this week to redo that. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, been amazing. For those of you that are wondering about his prices.
High buy, by the way, on Rodgers, because he's just going to keep crushing it.
Yeah. Topps Chrome, PSA 10, October 6th, $2,025 shipped. October 6th, $2,012 shipped. Topps Chrome rookie, just over $2,000. A Topps Chrome refractor, PSA 10, Pop Report 13, $11,628 shipped.
Okay, hang on. We talked about this before. Drop all the way down to the bottom of that menu for Topps Chrome. Find me a refractor and a PSA 10 from about 3 months ago.
July 16th, $1,300 for a regular and a refractor. Topps Chrome refractor, Aaron Rodgers rookie, PSA 10, Pop 13. Best offer accepted, $5,995 is crossed out.
Okay.
So
we're talking probably 5 to 6 on a refractor and 1,000 on a base.
And 1,300 on a base.
1,300 on a base.
So 1,200, 13. 12 to 13.
Make up your mind on the number, Nate.
12 to 13.
All right. So anyways, I was talking with Nate shortly before, I'd say probably like 8 weeks before what was supposed to be the preseason started.
I can see the bus coming my way already.
Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus. Aaron, I hope you're listening to this. I told Nate, I said, hey, Nate, you guys might want to do a chart on Rodgers right now and then get ready to do a chart halfway through the season. He's like, yeah, I'm like, Rodgers rookies are way too low going into this year. He's like, oh, yeah, they are pretty low. Like, maybe I'll do one. You know what we never saw on SlabStox Instagram? That dang Rodgers chart. You know what should have been there? That Rodgers chart. Why? Because some of your followers would have cashed in.
Yep. I just never got around to telling Aaron. I never saw him after I visited Brewtown, and then things go in one ear and out the other within like 2
years. I'm sure the first thing you do when you see Aaron is you're like, you know what Rory told me to do? Aaron Rodgers chart.
I can confirm that Rory did in fact call this, and he was very much right. You are looking at $1,000, $700, $800 plus on the Topps Chrome rookie, and you're looking at almost double, $5,000 bump, $6,000 bump on the Topps Chrome refractor PSA 10, which is just absurd.
You want to know what else is funny? 0 shares over here. I can't do home team anymore, man.
Neither can I.
Because I can't sell them. I can't do home team investing anymore. Like, I learned my lesson with Keston, man. I had my Keston collection, and I'm like, oh man, there's some serious value here now. And I just looked at it and I'm like, yeah, there's value there.
Can't sell it though. Can't pull that trigger.
Can't sell my Keston. Can't sell my Giannis. You want to know one of my investments that I'd be happy to sell right now? Let's see here. I can probably grab a handful real quick. Oh, look at this investment. Oh.
Jamal Williams? No.
Oh, man. This is amateur hour stuff, right?
You bought Spectre Jamal Williams.
I bought everything Jamal Williams. If it was an on-card auto of Jamal Williams, I bought it.
You chose the wrong running back from that rookie class.
Oh, don't worry. I have a couple treasures, Aaron Jones, too.
Oh, okay.
But I thought Jamal was going to be the guy, man. Also, I learned my lesson. Don't invest in running backs.
Yeah.
It's all about the quarterback, baby.
It is. You can make money on running backs and wide receivers, but it's much, much more difficult.
It's way more difficult. They're too injury averse. I mean, injuries too much. People just don't respect the running back position. Hopefully, we're going to start seeing that. I mean, we have seen that.
We have seen that this offseason.
But we've seen an influx of money to the running back position, right? You got guys like Kamara, McCaffrey getting paid. But they're still running backs. And also we've seen Josh Jacobs, right? Josh Jacobs had a nice blip. Week 1, he had a great game. His market soared. Sorry, gonna yawn. There we go. Cool. Edwards-Helaire, right? Like, when's the last time we seen a rookie running back selling for the prices that Edwards-Helaire is?
Yeah. It's absurd.
Ready? Well, Ezekiel Elliott. That's the last time we saw a running back that did that.
And they are not in the same class of hype.
No.
Going into their rookie year.
No, I mean, dude, to be honest with you, like Edwards-Helaire, like I remember when Zeke was a rookie. Like Zeke being a rookie was like
huge news.
15 and 16. So Gurley, Gordon, and then like the Zeke class, right? Like those were years I dumped a ton of money into the market, 15 and 16. You know what? Just ripping, right? Like not even investing, like not even thinking from a standpoint. Like you guys think from an investment standpoint. Actually, you guys kind of made me think more from an investment standpoint. I'm not even going to lie to you.
My bad.
No, dude, it's fine. Like, but like, I used to just I'd be like, oh, these guys are cool, right? Like I would dump money into sports cards. Like, dude, my breakers, they loved me. Why? Because like I would just sit online and be like, buy, like without any rhyme or reason, right? I'd be like, whatever. I'll take this top tier team. I'll take that top tier team. You know what? I took a lot of 2017 Bears and Texans. Yeah, I don't have any shares of rookie Mahomes just from polls either. Like, I'm like, I don't want Kareem Hunt. Why do I want Kareem Hunt and Alex Smith's backup? Duh. Yeah, so that back.
I mean, if you got Deshaun Watson, it's not bad. If he didn't have Bill O'Brien just ruining his entire career.
Hey, that's over now.
Shout out JJ Watt
next episode, we'll talk about Deshaun Watson's future post Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, shout out JJ Watt getting Bill O'Brien fired.
Dude,
did you hear about that?
No.
JJ Watt got into an argument and basically told Bill O'Brien that he was a terrible coach, didn't know how to coach, and then like a day later, Bill O'Brien is fired.
Yes.
So JJ Watt, people are like, so when's JJ Watt's statue going to be outside the stadium?
There's not a JJ Watt statue out there already.
There should be. The day he got Bill O'Brien fired is the day he put himself into the greatest Texan of all time, and it will never be taken down. All right, Rory.
Dude, we got to wrap this up. This has been a ton of fun. I hope everyone liked it. If you didn't like it, if you didn't like me calling Lambjack a bum, it's okay because Nate disagrees with me. If you buy some Drew Lock and you fail miserably, blame Nate. He thought it'd be a good idea to have me on the podcast. I promise you though, like I'm not telling you guys to buy anything that I don't already have. I have stacks of Jimmy G's somewhere around my card room here. Probably too many to be honest, but it's not a very diverse portfolio of Jimmy G, but I do like him as a quicker flip. I do like Lock as a quick flip. I do like Rodgers as a buy and hold. If you look at some of the prices of Brady stuff, Rodgers is going up there, and he's certainly going to end his career way up there. We didn't even get a chance to talk about. We really only kind of touched on Kyler. I do like Kyler. I like Kyler as a quick flip, short term here, and I like Kyler as a long term. If you're trying to hold Kyler till December or January, you're going to be very disappointed because he's probably going to miss the playoffs because as the 49ers come back, they're the third best team in that division. But Kyler is immensely talented, and there will be an opportunity for him to come back and be good in that division like we saw with Josh Allen.
Though, 2 wildcard teams, NFC East is atrocious. There's only one team making it out of there.
Oh, God. There should be 0 teams making it out of the NFC East, to be honest.
And the Vikings, Bears, and Lions also not looking very good.
Also not good.
So there is potential that Kyler Murray and the Cardinals could definitely be that last wild card spot.
Yeah. Do we really think nothing's going to come out of the NFC South, though, other than the Buccaneers?
Oh.
Saints got to come out, right?
I'm not a big believer in the Saints. They barely beat the Lions this past weekend. 6 points.
They beat the Lions. They did it.
But they did do it.
But I mean, like, yeah, right. So Saints, Lions. I mean, oh gosh, I wish we need to just have an episode where we go about every quarterback, right, and just be like, this is the starter, and we can just be like, some of these guys, we can be like, boom, next.
I like it.
Right.
All right, Roy.
Like Ryan Fitzpatrick. Boom, but Nate compared him to Nate or Josh Allen today. Like
that I did, but you understand why I compared him.
Yeah, because every now and then you make boneheaded plays. Favre made boneheaded plays, but he's still freaking awesome, man. He's still Brett Favre.
Well, I didn't say Josh Allen wasn't awesome. I just said occasionally he has boneheaded plays like Ryan Fitzpatrick. All right, we're gonna end it on that.
I can't do it. I can't draw the comparison. I can't do it. Throwing pens over here. I'm all worked up.
Oh, he's worked up. He's worked up. That's all I was trying to do. I was just trying to get Rory to be worked up by the end of this podcast. Rory, thank you for joining SlabStox Unnamed Football Podcast.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, this was a ton of fun. You know, I always enjoy talking sports and stuff with you at the old shop when you worked with us at Brewtown Trading. I mean, I feel very fortunate that you are so kind as to let me come on and talk sports with you and quarterbacks and let me plug Brewtown Trading Co. According to Nate, the #1 shop in Wisconsin.
Potentially the world. There's no list, so
potentially the world.
Nobody can argue with me.
But we love meeting new people. You can follow us on Instagram at Brewtown Trading, Facebook. Just Google Brewtown or search Brewtown Trading. Google. You can't Google on Facebook. I sound like I'm 70. You just put it in the Google tab and you hit into Brewtown Trading.
Okay, Google, Facebook, Brewtown Trading on Facebook.
Can you Snapchat this Facebook? What? Yeah. No, Grandpa, it doesn't work that way.
That's you. That's you right now.
TikTok it. Like, no. Just Brewtown Trading. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. You can find all of our live our box breaks, and all of our group breaks are on our Facebook page. We don't do anything outside of that right now. One day they'll get all of their sweet hits they get up on Facebook, up on Instagram. I talked to you and Aaron about this, man. Cross-posting all the hits is insane. But if you guys do want to go through all the hits, we do have some awesome hits on Instagram. If you want to see all the hits that kind of come out throughout the day, we try to post 4 or 5 big hits a day.
If you want to see all of the Zion 101s they hit last the
run of 7 Zion 101s in 6 weeks.
Yeah. Does that include the contenders? Yeah,
that one's in there.
Yeah.
That one's definitely on there. Did you I don't know if you've seen, that one is on My Slabs right now. PSA 10. PSA 10, yeah. It's on it's available on My Slabs for a very gaudy number.
Being sold, huh? Unexpected.
There's offer. It's price point or offer. And the price point is currently $1.00000 million. So
seems unlikely, but
it's super unlikely price. But I think you want to talk about a flex? That's a flex.
That is a flex. That is a flex.
But it is up on My Slabs, so that's pretty cool.
So you
pretty cool. We got listed for $1 million. Pulled out of our shop, listed for $1 million is pretty sweet. Even though it's not a realistic price point, but it's cool.
No. Hey, one shameless plug. Did you know that eBay only caps you at $750 taken out per card?
Oh, eBay.
So you can sell $1 million card, and they'll only take out $750.
Really?
Not 10%. Learned that the other day.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of people are trying to avoid that, but there is a cap on it, and it's $750, which is like
75,000.
No, 10% taken out of
7,500.
Yeah.
So anything over 7,500, you're good selling on eBay because they'll cap you at 750 after you're done, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
So you can sell big cards on eBay, I guess, you know?
Yeah, at least that's how I understood it. I was looking at their pages.
I always get nervous about that. I always get nervous about selling big cards, right? If it's not an in-person transaction, nervous.
Anyways,
don't trust the mail either.
We're on another tangent, Roy. Thank you for coming on.
Why would you send me on another tangent, man? That's
my
terrible.
bad. Brewtown Trading, if you guys are looking to see more of Brewtown stuff, if you are looking to go visit them, you can look up Brewtown Trading on Google. If you're in the Milwaukee area, visit them. They're on Layton and Layton and Cold Spring.
76 and Cold Spring, bro.
76 and Cold Spring, not Layton. I don't know. I was thinking Layton. 76 and Cold Spring.
Layton is Cops ice cream. 76 and Layton is Cops ice cream.
Well,
Nate's got custard on the brain, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm a fatty. What can I say? But great shop. Rory's a great guy. Jay, the owner's a great guy. A very good time. So, Rory, thank you for joining, and hopefully we can make this like a bi-weekly thing.
Thank you for having me. Shameless plug, guys. If you guys don't follow SlabStox on Instagram, definitely follow SlabStox. Follow SlabStox Nate, SlabStox Aaron. They're wonderful people as well.
Don't follow SlabStox Aaron. SlabStox Nate is trying to catch up with SlabStox Aaron, so don't follow SlabStox.
No, then create 4 profiles. Go follow SlabStox Nate. Leave negative feedback about SlabStox Aaron. Yes. And actually unfollow SlabStox Aaron.
Yeah.
Everyone that unfollows SlabStox Aaron will get something from SlabStox Nate.
You will get a Kobe Bryant 19th year card.
But anyways, yes, thank you for having me. You guys are awesome. I'm glad to get to do another video with you. We did the national video. We've done a quarterback podcast last year, and it's always fun, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Rory. Talk to you
later.
next time.
Take care, man.